Hey everybody, welcome to today's vlog. Today we are going to talk about Hathaway, Berkshire, and Warren Buffett. So, for those who do not know, Hathaway Berkshire is one of the largest investing company in the USA or in the world, and Warren Buffett is one of the most respected and one of the richest investor. He is considered to be very prudent investor, and people who had invested with him, they have been made rich over a period of time. And when I say rich, it means that rich in terms of millions. I think people who would have invested with him in 1990s or around that time, and they have stayed with him today, they should be millionaires or multimillionaires, right? So basically, yeah, that's a little background on Hathaway, Berkshire, and Warren Buffett. um, what I wanted to discuss today is to see what are the ways an individual investor can invest and be a part of Hathaway, Berkshire, and Warren Buffett investments, right? So basically, Warren Buffett and Hathaway Berkshire has two stocks. One of the stock is um, called as BRKA, or Hathaway Berkshire Class A stock, which if you see in today's world, if you want to buy, it is very expensive. Just for buying one stock in today's world, it costs, as of October 4th, 2019, cost for one stock is $312,524. Now, of course, as you see, this is very expensive for an individual person to buy. If you see, also as we were talking earlier, if you see the graph, if you invested somewhere early, around in late 1980s or 1990s, then by this time, for having one stock and holding it till now, it would have been around 312,000 just for that one stock. So this gives you an idea of what kind of growth Hathaway Berkshire has offered to its investors, and of course, very prudent investing and excellent company. So with that said, this is something which is difficult for an individual investor to buy. However, there is another way where average person can think of buying into Hathaway Berkshire portfolio, and that is, instead of investing in BRKA, which is the Class A stock, we invest in something called as BRKB, which is the Class B stock. The difference is basically the voting rights. So the person who has the BRKA stock has higher voting rights than the person with BRKB stock. But other than that, it is kind of same or similar investment. So this is more practical for today's investor to invest in. And as you can see here, if today's price, I mean around October 4 of 2019, is around $208. So this is something which is more practical for an individual investor to buy in today's world. Uh, though the prices for Class A and Class B are far apart, they are expected to a more or less similar kind of management or similar kind of holdings. So this is something which one can consider if they want to be a part of Hathaway Berkshire. There is one more way where people try to be a part of Hathaway Berkshire, and as many people ask me, uh, it is very easy to find the Hathaway Berkshire portfolio on internet. Like, I've given a link here on my screen, if you can see. If you just try to Google it or go to a CNBC website, they are fairly updated Hathaway Berkshire stocks, right? So a lot of people wonder if instead of actually buying into Hathaway Berkshire, why not just buy the individual stocks, right? And which is a very, very legit and very, very logical question. Um, so, I mean, the quick answer is nothing is stopping you, and you can. But there are a couple of factors to consider. So, for example, if somebody does not have $200 to invest in even a Hathaway Berkshire B, but they can try to take one of the stocks which is lesser market price per stock of $6, $16, and so on. And what if they just try to combine those stocks and buy individually as they can? Now, logically, they can, and in many cases, they might be okay and will still be a part of the vision of Hathaway Berkshire. However, what I wanted to note here is there are a couple of points to consider here. And before I move to the next slide and talk about those points, just note that what you see on the right hand side of my screen is not the complete Hathaway Berkshire portfolio. This is just a sample screenshot of what the holdings are, and they were filtered based on the lowest market price to higher market price. So there are a lot more as we go forward. You can try to just Google it or look at this link if you want to. Okay, so yeah, so basically we can, but there are minor caveats to consider. And in today's world, as of October of 2019, one thing is said that Hathaway Berkshire has large cash holdings in terms of crash, and I'm guessing in terms of crash anticipation. So probably they're trying to wait for the market to fall down before they invest, right, or invest more. And other thing is, in a company like Hathaway Berkshire, just because they're holding a stock does not mean that blindly buying that stock will benefit the buyer. Because sometimes when these large company invests, any, and for that matter, any large holding companies like Hathaway Berkshire or any other investment companies, they at times have something called as preferred stocks and other caveats. That means that the holder of preferred stocks may get the first benefit before it's divided into the other regular shareholders. So those, and also at times of merger and acquisition, and again, I mean, this is not just Hathaway Berkshire. Any holding companies which is holding the last stock, right? Large stock, they may have further plans in terms of mergers, acquisitions, divestitures, and that is something which, if we just hold the individual stock, we may not have the insight to, or we may not be able to anticipate. So I think for us, most practical thing to do would be, in order to safeguard ourselves from those caveats, is basically to hold the Hathaway Berkshire stock directly. And of course, I mean, if not BRKA, we can always try to hold BRKB. And again, when I say this, it is nothing against holding individual stocks, but we need to be very, very careful and try to study and find out the implications of doing so. So I guess that is about it. This is a short video and a high level discussion on the same. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and share your thoughts. Have a good day.